Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. We have got more Acolyte today. I know the episode just came out. We are 2 minutes behind on the punch, but that's all right because we're going to get this thing going together, and we're going to get things going together here very quickly. I have the episode up right here, and I am ready when you are. I'm waiting for just maybe one or two people to hop in here, and then let's do this thing. Oh, Chaz, our editor, is back here. This is our new editor. Say hello.
What's going on, y'all? I'm hoping that this is actually good.
Yep. So, okay. Episode 4 is 34 minutes long. It is titled Day. Carrie! Howdy! Are you watching Acolyte? We're hoping it's good. We're hoping it's good. Okay, so 34 minutes, race into the next target. The Jedi head to a new world as they close in on the clever assassin. Actually, I want to
The
make
power
sure.
of one.
Wait, I am now
The
on the right
power of-
microphone. I knew I was on the right microphone. I wanted
The
to make
power
sure.
of two.
Does that sound better? No, I'm not. Well, come watch it with us. Or I don't blame you if you don't. But we're gonna be talking.
The power of many.
The power of many. All right, we got a couple people up in here. All right, who's watching the Acolyte? Raise your hand in here. It is 6:03 over here, and it's about to be 6:04. It is now 6:04. That's pretty good timing looking down there. Let's see. Should we do it? Should we jump in on it? You don't have it? Don't have Disney Plus? I kind of don't blame you. But it'll get better. It's actually getting a lot better with Hulu stuff. In all reality, I don't know about the Lucasfilm aspect of Disney, but we're hoping it gets better. And
Most likely.
Andor. I'm waiting. Anyway, okay, let's do this thing. Starting it now. Start your timer now. Oh, okay. Y'all, there is one thing. Harris, will you be talking about it when they are over?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to save probably for 30, 45 minutes after the episode. We're shooting for like an hour and a half kind of episode or stream, you know. And after that, we will do an afterthoughts like we usually do tomorrow, I believe. And yeah, we're back at it. But this will be interesting. I will unmute whenever I have something to say, but we do, just for copyright aspects, we don't want Disney to get all mad at us, so we gotta mute this thing. I'm gonna head out. When do I come back? Probably it's 34 minutes, so in 35. You know? But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna start talking about it from there, and we'll see. Hopefully the episode's good. We'll check it out. But this will be a little bit odd because we do have to have everything muted. So jam out. I'm going to put some ambient music on in the background. We missed you too. I hope I saw your message on Facebook today. I don't remember if I responded or not. This play started and it's going really good, but it's all over the place. Background music. That's what I was going to put. There we go. Let's do lower volume. And how about Into Space? Is that good, y'all? Oh, yeah? See a little bit. Oh, we started? Okay. Muting. Starting now. Is Kelnaka a witch?
Yet subtle.
He had the witch.
He was doing witchy stuff. Looks like Tormund Giantsbane's little brother.
I came to say goodbye.
You don't think that guy is
And risked your life for my master?
No.
bigger than he actually seems? Is he not so, you know, like low ranking on the totem pole? He's a lot higher. I don't know.
No. This is being alive.
If he can find the Master Jedi Wookiee,
He looks like the Flash.
he kind of looks like the Flash.
He looks a lot like the
Stay
Flash.
home to some Netflix. Let's get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow me.
I thought I was going to be more interested in the OSHA storyline. I think I'm going to be a lot more interested in the A storyline in all reality.
If they're gonna show us.
That's a good point. If they're going to show us. The Acolyte. Ba-da-da-da. Howdy, everybody that's coming in. We're how far in are we? Hey, we have a Syrian with a couple brains up there. Kiadi Mundi's great
6 minutes.
grandfather. 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. That's not shabby.
paints it yourself.
Hola, Edward. How you doing, man?
This meeting.
We're not really loving Vernestra's makeup.
It looks like makeup.
Yeah, it looks like makeup. It doesn't look like actual, you know.
That just looks like you're a person
Human.
who spray painted yourself green.
Ew. A little bit airbrushy.
It's way too much.
Howdy, Sarah. How are you? Ladies, please. Tenebris is dead, right? Plagueis is master. Tenebris, he's dead, right? Right. That's feeling a little bit more Jedi from Soul, honestly.
I'm not wearing
Little,
that civilian.
little Qui-Gon-y. I like it. This episode's already a lot better than the last one, thankfully. It's actually like Jedi-ish, which is nice. And there's a good amount of aliens, which I'm like, what?
I'm still not impressed.
I'm not impressed, but I'm liking the fact that at least this is the most aliens we've seen in the show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little optimistic, but shoot, this is not easy. But better than last week already. That's good. What species is Basil supposed to be? He's not supposed to be Bothan, but maybe he's something like Bothan adjacent. I'm not sure. I'm confused. He's kind of cool. Kind of feels like something from Sweet Tooth, honestly. Which, who's watching Sweet Tooth? Yeah, what was the first time?
What was the first time that she? You mean, is she talking about the catwalk thing when she hesitated?
I mean, she didn't. Or
Yeah, like she's saying I can't hesitate a second time, but there wasn't a first time. You didn't fight her like that. But okay.
maybe that's why. Maybe she did fight her earlier in the series or something. That's why she goes off by herself, and that's why May was willing to kill her so quickly on time. But
No, because that was the whole point of the first episode.
I know. It just. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well. Well.
Just touch the giant ball. That's
Did y'all not just get?
Here we go.
That's such
Oh,
The caterpillars around it.
yeah. It's like
Why
a giant tree cockroach.
Why would you touch it? He just got through saying.
It's about to get fun. At least
Very
we hope
fun
so.
looking.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Very
at
fun
least we hope so.
Very fun looking, but not very well scored.
No. I did. Those look good though. all, so. Straight for the saber. Giant moths, I guess. Makes sense. Honestly, I think we might need to turn that light off back here. Y'all think so? I'm thinking so. Let's just test it out. Ooh, one more. Let's do 2.
What is it?
That is 2.
Yeah, that's nice. That's better.
You sure? No, it's
Yeah.
exactly the same.
I was able to see
One more.
the creature.
That would bring it back to what it was.
I know, but it kind of drowned me out.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I'm supposed to get into better light, and I don't know if that's working.
Well, you got 3 lights on the top here. Turn the these ones off. You got,
I could never accept that as a tradition.
Oh, there we go.
yeah. This one still needs to turn off.
I couldn't accept what I lost.
Yeah, that looks good.
How unfair.
You only need to have 1 or 2 lights.
The resentment that I felt for my sister,
Think about it for a second.
even though I missed her at the same time.
Do y'all think it's more likely that the actual Sith-looking guy with the red lightsaber is Mother Anastasia or this Kymer guy?
I'm gonna find more water. Right?
I really don't know. I'm kind of thinking.
No, but she just said that she's gonna. I don't understand this character's motivation for anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He might
Because
actually
she
be
just said
multiple.
she just said that she doesn't want to go against it. She's doing this because he's gonna kill her otherwise. He's like, I have to do this, otherwise he'll kill me. So she's not doing this because she wants to get revenge. She's doing this because this third party is telling her, which makes
She
more
thinks
sense.
she's gonna die, or the. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. Uh-oh.
You know, after running through that forest for next minute, so.
Okay, I mean,
What?
honestly, that's better than I expected. That's an interesting turn.
It just
It doesn't make a lot of sense, per
rewrites
se.
the motivation for the first 3 episodes.
It totally does,
I don't know.
and it wasn't very well alluded to in any way, but I guess the softness in her eyes did it. Soul is right. We'll see. Okay. Significantly better than the last one. I'm not saying it's great by any means, but it is significantly better, which I'm happy about. It needs to continue to do so.
That just confirmed my theory, or well, basically confirmed my theory.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they killed them all.
They definitely killed them all,
It feels like the Jedi weren't being very.
and they're all unarmed, which goes to what she was just
Or
talking
were
about.
they
where it's
unarmed with the Force or the threat?
No, because that's in
Oh,
everything.
shit. Oh, Basil got her. He totally looks like somebody from Sweet Tooth.
Running.
Oh, is he about to already be?
Yeah, he's already
dead. No. How? Oh.
That's a saber slash.
Yeah, that's just. Who?
Why would she run from them in the first place? She said she was going to turn herself into the Jedi. If she hears the Jedi, why would she not?
Yeah, she shouldn't have ran. Obviously, it's just to kind of further the plot and not actually makes much sense.
This episode looks great, and it has great elements, but the writing in it is lazy.
Well, that's been the most lacking part overall so far.
Yeah.
I mean, the production quality value. The world feels lived in finally in this one at least.
Yeah.
It's not
that's
such like a small scope, one room per one room. We're literally on multiple planets, traveling, space fair. A little bit of it feels Star Wars. But now, oh god. Is that a Spider Woman? Like, what's going on? What? We got teeth!
Ew.
Woo!
It's actually a cool mask.
That's actually pretty sick looking, honestly.
That's pretty.
I'm a fan for that. Ooh, she about to.
It's definitely gonna be her.
A stabby stab? In the
No.
gut? Yep. Nope. Maybe. Here we are. A lot of sentinels. That's what we.
What a joke. I'm so glad we took so long to have them walking in the forest. I'm so glad. About at least 15 minutes of that episode were them walking in the forest.
But I mean, although the story wasn't like necessarily well written, I don't mind the pacing of what we just got. It just needs 3 to 5 to 7 minutes. 3 to 7 minutes. Something in there. We need to finish the freaking story.
Or give a little bit more than
now
just.
I need that thing totally, honestly. But that doesn't make.
Also, she force pushed everybody.
Okay,
She force pushed everybody.
it better not be Mother Anastasia because that
That's
little one little
definitely
push.
definitely about to be Mother Anastasia.
It's definitely about to be Mother
That's
Anastasia.
definitely going to be her. That's
But
why she.
could
That's
it
why
be-
she pushed her out of the
But
way.
could it be? Well, I guess they're trying to make it seem like it could be Chimere because he is on the planet and left alone by himself, and then guess what? Here comes this dark force. But also, I don't think the dude had a freaking helmet like that. In
If
his
they had
backpack,
any
so-
sense of writing, they wouldn't do that.
yeah, I don't.
Which,
I don't
granted, they haven't really shown much of that. What so far what I've seen is they've had a big budget and they used it well in this episode. At least.
they did. They used the budget.
They
very
used the
well.
budget well. They had a lot of aliens and good scenic stuff and things like that. But
We got.
the whole plot of going into the forest because and you can't hesitate like I did the first time when there wasn't a first time, and then completely uprooting May's, or at least preset anger or whatever you want to call it. And now it's like, oh, I'm gonna turn myself into the Jedi and be good. You just killed two.
You just
You
killed
just
two.
killed two of them very viciously at that. Like, and I understand that you're going at like
Your
you
hand
had
is
to,
forced to a
whatever.
degree, but
like
you're too
that
down.
180 felt uncalled for. You know what I mean? Especially considering the last time
it was-
she saw Osha, she was trying to kill Osha. She said, "I'm gonna kill you." Locked her in a room and lit it on fire. Granted, that's a lot of shit happened in between
19 years, whatever it was, but
like, part of me wanted to like it, and I like part of it, but
I really did like parts of it, but it just wasn't. It's just not. It's not all the way there. It doesn't feel half baked. It feels like 2/3 baked, if that makes sense. Maybe 3/4 baked, but I feel like closer to 2/3 baked. Because your writing is such a strong part of it, and the concepts are there. That you can tell there was a decent writer's room around it, but the head writer here, I guess, just missed some specific spots, or it might have been vice versa. Honestly, I don't know.
some people who don't pay attention to the projects like Star Wars and they're the writers.
Unless your name is Tony Gilroy, then you're okay. But you also pay attention to Star Wars if you're Tony Gilroy, so it's okay. But yeah, no, I that makes me want to like it a little bit more. It doesn't necessarily make my or diminish my worries from last week's episode per se. But this was a step up for damn sure. I'm just not sure it diminishes what I felt.
It's the
from
best
last week.
episode they put out, but that's a low bar.
Yeah. I mean, like we've said, like it feels like Disney has lowered their bar and met it with this series so far, and this might have been superseding that bar just a little bit. But that's because it's set where it is at the moment, you know. I really do like elements of this episode though.
Yeah, elements of it were great. Definitely,
It
some
just-
elements were great.
It just it's getting there. That's what I would say. It's just getting there. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. 3 episodes to get there. Would it have flowed better if it was made into a film and that last episode was cut into
1000%.
about 7 minutes of footage?
And considering how quickly it was that May switched, it seemed like it was for a movie.
It did.
Because that would make more sense that if it was in a movie type setting where you're not assuming good chunks of time in between like you are with this a little bit, like it would make more sense. She sees her sister, she has a change of heart kind of thing. It's like that would make more sense in a movie. Then you can have the flashbacks going. You could like that second or the third episode. You could have play in the very beginning.
Oh, it could be like an intro thing for 4 minutes.
And then you play, and then you do 1 and 2, and then it just should have been a movie. A movie would have made way more sense. What?
The Fly 212. Smilo Rin, I love that name already. Ragdolled them pitches hard. Then it cuts the credits because Disney's lame as fuck.
Yeah. It literally like that was we were like, oh okay.
The one cool thing that actually happened.
Finally something happens. Cut to
and
black.
also a complaint, because I've been giving this episode some accolades that it may not deserve fully. It's in the right direction. I'm happy that it's in the right direction, but it needs to keep going. And one of the things that would make it keep going in the right direction would be to actually make the deaths make sense and make them feel like these guys are masters. Obviously, Torben. Okay, dude might have eaten some poison.
Yeah,
he was a Padawan last time he did anything, and then 10 years later, he hasn't done a damn thing. I don't understand how they ever made him a master.
They killed a Jedi Wookiee like that off screen?
The Wookiee off screen, and then Carrie-Anne Moss, Kelnaka, and Master and Darda just go the way they did, as quickly as they did, in the manner of the way both of them did. Make it make sense.
Crazy.
Just make it make sense.
The fact that one was off screen is that much worse.
Because Kelnako could have been cool.
Like they were already starting like with a shitty level of things, like as far as killing people off way too easily and quickly, and then remember they showed him as the what was it, episode 2? At the end of episode 2?
At the end of episode 2, really cool.
They showed the Jedi Wookiee, and everyone was freaking out, excited and shit. And now they're like, he's dead. We killed him off screen.
And
an episode later, you didn't see anything cool happen.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't actually stab Osha, and just have her recover from a stab wound like everybody's been doing. But it's almost as bad for Kelnaka's stab wound, or not stab wound, his death blow to just be the little... I get that would kill most beings, but a Wookiee? I mean, it didn't look that deep, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it could have been, it cauterized itself, so I might just be overthinking it or underthinking it, one or the other. But
it looked like a slash.
It looked like a small slash. I don't know if that's going to kill a freaking Wookiee. I feel like...
I mean, it could have been like he got impaled and then gone like that. That would make sense. Like maybe it was from behind or something.
Not from the angle they did.
But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, but he was sitting in a chair. Like how is he gonna get caught off guard like that?
Especially a dude that's taken so much time and so much precaution, lives in these woods.
Yeah.
He literally dies in a chair like that. I mean, I guess that's supposed to be how good the dark side force user here is, but Smilo, that's how good Smilo Ren is. I like Smilo Ren. I'm keeping that. I'm stealing that, The Fly. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That one, like Richard's saying here, that off screen was a cop out on doing something too easy. So who will be next? Who will be next? It better not be Soul.
It will be Soul. What do you mean?
It better not be Soul.
He's the last one.
I know, but it better not be Soul.
It's gonna be Soul.
You know, it's gonna be Vernestra.
Vernestra?
No, I'm just saying the names I know. I don't know many other names. She's the green one with the body paint.
No, it's not gonna be her. Probably.
No, she's Leslie Headland's wife, the showrunner's wife. There's no way she's.
She's
bringing home the extra dollar bills, y'all. But
it's definitely Soul next, and it's definitely probably going to be
I don't
May
think,
or Osha who does it.
I don't think it's so, honestly, just because
He's the last one. He's
well,
gonna
he's been
he's
as
gonna die.
prominent
He's
as
gonna
he
die
is.
in this next fight defending them.
he's the only one that could technically be the main character outside of Mayarosha. That's the only thing I'm thinking outside of that.
But they're definitely gonna have the girls. What do you mean? They're the main characters though.
Yeah, but they need someone to fill that role, and I don't know if the other supporting tier is strong enough. I bet you
But they
it's gonna be
they already
Yord.
set it up. There's a hit list, and there's only one name on that list left, and the big bad is fighting them right now.
Well, yeah, that's the question. Who'll be next? It's gonna be probably half the people at that freaking thing. I bet you they kill the dude that looked like Tormund Giantsbane Jr., the smaller ginger guy with the long hair that looked like he could have been a wildling from Game of Thrones. Which, did y'all watch House of Dragon? Sidebar, but it was great. Do you think? I don't think Daphne Keene's character is gonna die here. I don't think so. She's too good of an actress to keep and continue with.
Yeah, you say that.
I know, and they've killed freaking Carrie Ann Moss.
They've killed people off just like
Speaking
Game
of
of Thrones in this episode.
You legit though. They're just taking people out. Everybody that you're like, oh, I'm gonna be interested to watch this series for. Maybe. You're like, oh, well, maybe not. I guess. Like, yeah. Okay, real quick. What are you saying, Fly? And I agree. This should be a movie, just like the Kenobi series. Just make it a movie, but they need to stretch it out because the freaking content.
I know, and it's completely useless to do that because you're killing your ratings in doing so because people don't like it. If people were able to watch it from start to finish, people probably would have been like a little rough in the beginning, ended up being good at the end. Decent Star Wars movie, all in all. But instead, you are letting people fester and think about it now for 3 weeks in, and it's not the same.
What's the budget again? 180 million. That's right.
Yeah.
They could have easily made a movie with that budget. Probably if they weren't going to do the full episode for the witches because they made that a film and they were going to only do like an intro for 4 or 7 minutes, something in that general range. Save another 30 mil, 20 mil, probably 10 to 20 mil. So what? 100.
I'll tell you exactly where they could have cut 15 minutes. That walking in that episode.
And some walking if you did a movie too, you know?
There you go. There's 15 minutes of it right there.
It just makes sense. And the Kenobi series was written by Warren Beatty to be a trilogy of films, and it sounded like the trilogy of films would have actually been sick and stuck within canon, and we would have had Warren Beatty writing films. Like, I don't see. I think this could have actually been a good movie from what we've gotten so far.
It would have been a great movie. Honestly, that scene, I would have been much more hyped had I been in a theater and just saw that sketchy mask, dude. That mask is dope.
That dude pops up right at the middle end
like,
of the second act. Like,
in the way that they did it, where it was behind Osha's shoulder, just barely out of focus, and it looked creepy. That shot was great. All those shots in that moment were great. I'm like, dude, in a theater, that would have been awesome. Seeing that mask because it's got like
lit up by that red lightsaber
smiling
on the other side of it.
Yeah, like that would have been so dope. But no, instead we're gonna watch it on a 34-inch LCD screen.
That's the best way to watch it, right? Hashtag go streaming. Movies, baby. But this episode makes me want to like it. I'm struggling. I'm trying to. I started kind of like saying okay, but it still has to make up for the last episode. It cannot gloss over.
It just shows a half-baked idea.
Yeah, it feels a little. It feels maybe not half baked, but 2/3 baked. It's not there. It's not there.
Yeah, this is something that should have been workshopped and planned out a little bit more, and it would have been awesome because it's not necessarily a bad storyline in concept in some points, minus the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Just ignore that whole part and only like the current concept, then sure, but ignore the witches part. Like that was where in the writing room they should have been. Yeah, this section, let's just cut that out.
I'm from the swamp. I love witchy stuff. American Horror Story Coven was one of my favorite seasons before I guess I stopped watching that show. I love witches. Night Sisters, amazing. Marin, the best part about Fallen Order and Survivor in a lot of ways. It's not cutting it. It's not cutting it.
The thing is like, honestly, I'm not even against the idea of another group utilizing the Force because
not at all.
that in of itself is a cool concept.
There's a lot of good ones.
Because you're talking about, Sith and Jedi being the main two, but like, yeah, who's to say that there's not more? And it's like, as far as like,
there's a lot of good end canon ones.
Yeah.
There's the Sorcerers of Rand. I think it's not the Qanar, Qanar,
but this
maybe
is like
something like that.
This is like retconning
Well,
stuff.
it retcons and
Anakin.
it retcons it. Yeah. Well, I mean, old Star Wars Theory put on his channel a little funny short this week of Palpatine and Anakin sitting together telling the story of Plagueis again, and then Anakin's just like, "Well, haven't you heard of the Jedi story from 100 years ago where they met these two witches? Technically, they would be my sisters in the Force." And Palpatine's just like, and it's just a funny little sketch, but it does illustrate very well, like, the quintessential problem from the last episode that, hey, like, they can't gloss over that. They cannot gloss over that. They need to fulfill it, and what you're saying down here, Fly, I think is probably the only ways that they could. Fly saying, I still think Smiler Ren is either Darth Tenebrous or Plagueis, so all the Jedi have to die, but it could be the twins' mother and not a Sith. It's one of the three, I think. I don't think it's Chimera. I think he is just kind of like a scapegoat for them, but it's gonna be one of the three. And I don't think it's Tenebrous either, because Tenebrous is a Bith. Was the helmet a little bulbous on the top?
No.
I didn't look bulbous on the top, so then it's not a Bith.
It looked sleek. It looked sleek with like an opening for teeth and into a smile.
It didn't necessarily look like a Plagueis helmet either, because he's immune and his head's long, very long head. So I don't think it's either one of them, honestly. And how is Mother Anastasia gonna get all that hair in there? Mom's got a lot of hair.
Yeah, see, I was thinking that too. I was like, if it is her, well, she probably shaved her head or something.
She could have shaved her head.
No way that there's hair fitting in.
Yeah, no.
No way. Yeah,
And if it's not those three, who the hell would it be? If it's a Sith-like character, Tenebrous makes the most sense, I guess, and they might make his head small. But that it doesn't feel right for a Bith, because we know Biths, especially the saxophone playing ones, have some big old heads, so.
But then that's such a lazy thing to honestly pull in a character like that for this. You know what I mean?
Tenebrous?
Well, just like,
oh, that'd be a great thing.
As far as for the character, but it's kind of a lazy thing for the writing for the show again, because it's piggybacking off of, hoping that people are going to be excited for that reason. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think enough people would know about Tenebrous to be excited in our reality.
Fair.
Plagueis, maybe, but Tenebrous wouldn't be that, like, draw. It'd be something for, like, deep cut fans, honestly. Mm-hmm. That's why I think it would be something that might be nice. But I just don't think the writing's there to do that. But then if it's not Mother Anastasia, if Mother Anastasia has cut her hair or shaved her head or anything like that, that would make sense to a degree. But I don't think if just Immune's head, Plagueis' head would not fit in a helmet like that. I don't think a Bith's head, Darth Tenebrous, I don't think he would fit in that either.
Well, the other thing I was thinking about is, with the way that entrance that the person did, like, it was very, like, kind of creepy, eerie, like witch, like, when it was out of focus, sneaking up behind
OSHA, the dropping down,
the way that it happened, like, dropped down. It seemed witchy, and they did the typical witch tropes earlier in the last episode. That like, whatever. But that's some shit that I can imagine them being like, this is how we're, that's the way to tell right there. I don't know. I feel like it's her. I feel like it's more likely
she's
her.
The most likely candidate by far. But I hope they're smart enough to write something interesting. I'm sure she'll come back at some point. But what else would she do if she doesn't come back as that character?
Yeah. No, yeah, they can't bring her back otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the most sense by far. By far. I would love Tenebrous or Plague as Fly. I would. It's just I don't know.
That's
if the
why
case.
it's the last test. The final test. She was remember she was talking about in the episode that her final test was to kill a Jedi while being completely unarmed.
Oh, it's
Because the
she was
Jedi killed
slaughtered
all
everybody.
of them while they were unarmed. That's what it is. That's why she
that's
wanted.
decent.
That's why she wanted them to. That's why the Messias, whatever. She wanted her to go kill them all unarmed because that's what they did to them. That's what it is.
Okay. That could be a little reasonable.
Yeah.
That'd be reasonable. That as a movie would make sense, but there's too much competition on who gets the money. Cutthroat businesses, the power of way too many. LOL. But it's no different. It's no different when it comes. It's much worse.
Yeah, it's worse when it's on Disney Plus.
Because there's no way to clearly tell where you're making money. So you're getting certain companies reporting different numbers. You're like, well, how do you count your numbers? Did 3 people watch? How do you know that 3 people watch it? Nielsen counts something as different than a different company would.
And the actors get screwed.
And the actors get screwed, yeah. But it's interesting. I think a movie would have been the better way financially for all of them. It's a much more reasonable thing. I think that's why the original plan for Kenobi was films as well, because it just makes more sense. And then they were like, wait a second, we have to spread this out for content if we can. And 3 seasons could bank us a lot more than 3 movies would over a period of time. But
this should have came out in another year as a movie. A little bit more workshop.
yeah,
A little bit more ironing out details and things like that. Rework the witches, because I like the concept of the witches, but not the execution by any means of what they're doing and stuff like that. But like the fact of another group using it, like, you know, and talking about the Force in a different concept, that's cool. And if they had done that right, that could be potentially a like a third rival to, you know, Jedi Sith, like, kind of thing, if they wanted to.
well, they've already done that with the Night Sisters, and they even used the thread and not the Force, which, I mean, it is super it coincides super well.
They just could have done it. They could have handled it so much
Oh,
better.
and if you're going to spend this type of money on it, the money that you would have saved by making this a movie, and you could have cut out some of that forest time, you could have cut out some of the walk time just throughout everything, and then you could also cut out 2/3 or 3/4 even of the episode that we got last week, the episode 3, and made that more of an intro to everything. That would you could have saved that money and spent it on actually making, like the Night Sisters, have green Force magic for the thread. These girls could have used pink, you know. They could have had pink magic or purple magic or something just like similar but different, you know. I don't know. I would have loved something just creative, I think.
That's a good comment too. The Witch's Cauldron makes 3. That's true too. It's like, if you like, and that's a cool detail they could have included if they flushed out the idea a little bit more. Like, I don't know. I like interwoven details and things, and like that's Star Wars is good with that, or used to be good with that, but it's gotten so big that so many hands are in it, and they're not coordinating with each other. There's no one, like they say there's one big plan, but it's like details are getting slipped up, and like they retcon Anakin. Like, that's the whole purpose of the entire franchise. Like, y'all just did that. Like,
Do you think, okay, real okay, but real quick. Yes, Sarah, purple magic is the best magic. I agree. I like purple. It's cool. Purple and green. Come on, give me some like purple hazy kind of stuff. Anyway, do you think George Lucas is more upset at the end of the day about the sequels, or do you think he's going to be more upset that, I mean, hopefully this series makes sense of what they're doing so far, but if it doesn't, and this retcon of what Anakin's the whole prophetic aspect of Star Wars will be retconned if the show continues on the current path it's on. Will George Lucas be more upset if that remains the same, or if just the sequel trilogy happened the way it does? Because last week at Con, there we go. I am French. I can't do all that fancy speak. He was literally talking again about how, yeah, I would have done Darth Maul. Darth Talon would have been his apprentice. He would have been the godfather kind of the galaxy at that point, would have taken over the crime syndicate of the Hutts and everybody else.
At what point does Disney just say, okay, here, and just hire him? Like, if they don't want to sell it back, whatever. I don't blame them for not wanting to sell Star Wars ever again because they're making ungodly amounts of money. But just hire the man back and let him head it. Like, just like he already has it in his head. Just what I was saying earlier. You need somebody who's at the center of it. Just let him be the center of it.
And as much as I do love Dave Filoni,
but like he should.
Well, he should. And as much as I do love Dave Filoni, I think Ahsoka proved that he's just not ready for it yet. It hurts me because I've grown up adoring the guy and love the guy as a creator, but I just don't think he's ready for it yet after Ahsoka, particularly, you know. But just to catch up real quick, Laura, hello, love you, miss y'all, missed everybody. Carrie, love and miss y'all as well. 16 months, more like 24, and looking forward to even more.
Hey.
Damn right. Forever and always Sidetrack. We got kind of the best crew around town, around the world, around the globe. We'll go to Stargate and be like interglobal. Is that the right way to say that?
Speaking of Stargate Wednesday.
Yes, we're thinking about doing some Stargate Wednesday streams. We mentioned that another stream, I think our last one for the last week's Acolyte, which we will be doing another Afterthoughts and then Cubed and Sidetrack tomorrow. So come check that out. But yeah, Stargate Wednesday is going to be fun. Anyway, back to Star Wars for right now. There's a lot that could do with this show being a century or more before A New Hope. It's a century or more before Revenge of the Sith even. So there's like 120 years in front of that. So even more time, you know. But more Force wielders are possible. I'm wondering what's next because at the moment I am impressed. We agree.
Same. Not very impressed. I mean, last episode again, best episode of the season for sure. Give it to them for that. Still a low bar. It's a very low bar nonetheless.
They've lowered the bar, met the bar, and they've now superseded their bar or passed it, whatever.
They did one rep.
They've done one rep.
They did one rep, and I'm like, all right, now do 10 of those.
Please.
You're not gonna build any muscle.
Happy freaking birthday, Laura. Purple Haze is most definitely working. We might have had a little Purple Haze before the episode too, which might have helped with my enjoyment a little bit, you know. But happy birthday! Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. It's Laura's birthday. It's the way we do
Happy
things.
birthday!
And Melvin, come Acolyte with us tomorrow. This series makes sense. How can they do that? Is the question. That is the $1 million question right now for Disney and for every single human soul that is watching the show. But you're right, it should have been spread apart more. Also, the concept is witches could have come from Earth since we are from a different galaxy.
That would be cool!
Well, and you know what? Technically, Earth is part of Star Wars because of E.T. visiting Earth and also being part of the Senate and Phantom Menace. So, by all technicality, Earth witches could have found a way at some point in some time, or could have gone through the world between worlds and walked on a thread somewhere and done something like this. And it could have the amount of lore that is available to be utilized for this could have been perfect. And I hope they do utilize some of it, and they're just tickling
us right now. If they just took another year to workshop this, it would have been great.
If they just hired the right people to work on this, that would have already watched and liked Star Wars. That's I mean,
they made it a movie.
Yes, we got a few gripes now, but oh my god, and really, it is a fairly everybody within the crew of the Acolyte has done some great work in the past. So it's not to take away from that. It's just the fact that they weren't Star Wars lovers. And that's something that made a lot of people hesitant going in, and it hasn't necessarily helped their case as the actual show's been airing and going along, because obviously if these little things that we see as just, I mean, he's a pretty big Star Wars head. Obviously, I'm a fairly big Star Wars head. So just somebody that knows Star Wars and loves Star Wars, let them do a little bit. And
or at least ask their input.
Well, they do that. They do that, and that's what I'm about to say.
And listen to it. Listen to it. If they say that doesn't make sense, then throw it out.
Well, that's the thing. That's where I'm more disappointed in Dave Filoni as well, because now he is the creative officer of Lucasfilm as the company, which means he signed off on this. He said, and Leslie Headland has said, like, they literally had discussions about the witches and said, okay, what can we borrow from the Night Sisters? What can we do here and like make them similar? So they've compared notes. That's where I say I love Dave Filoni. Got into Dave Filoni.
All the bad things and put it into the.
Well, that's the thing. I just don't. As much as I would love Dave Filoni to like kind of take over the company at a certain point, I just don't think he has the business wherewithal or even the large scale wherewithal, if that makes sense. He's perfect within he is the lore master supreme for Star Wars within the prequel era and the probably all the way up to the sequel era, to say that, to be fair, because he helped with some of that stuff. But as a businessman, as much as I adore the guy, I'm not convinced at the moment. I think Jon Favreau would be much better suited. If they both could do it together, I would love that eventually whenever Kathleen Kennedy's contract is up or she gets out of there, either or.
Do we have an advent calendar for that?
Do we have an advent calendar? Please, can we make a sidetrack advent calendar for that?
25 days until the resignation of Kathleen Kennedy.
How do we make one of those? Does anybody know how?
If anybody has ideas on how to do this, let's do it.
They need to fail a limbo under a lightsaber. Oh god.
Oh wow, that would be.
That if we would have seen Kelnaka with a failed limbo lightsaber, that would have made more sense. But a little slash across the chest. Also, Bad Batch, y'all. I miss it already. It was a good show. I was happy the way it ended. It wasn't amazing, but I was happy the way it ended. Eduardo, there are some spoilers, just to be aware, but we're generally talking Star Wars. We've kind of gone out of like the deep Acolyte talk, but there will be some.
Definitely recommend catching up on the episode.
Yeah,
these are our afterthoughts, and we have thoughts.
Yeah, there are some thoughts.
There are some thoughts. It's the best. I will say, best episode of this season. Very low bar.
Fourth time's almost a charm.
Almost
there.
Cut.
Damn right.
Half of episode 3.
3/4 of episode 3.
3/4 of episode 3. About a third of this episode, and then you already have cut enough to cut this whole thing into a movie. Like, just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of it will be.
So is it worth it? That is yet to be determined. That is TBD, honestly.
So is it? Oh.
The first 2 episodes are the epitome of just kind of mediocre, and they're not bad. They're not great.
It's great for the general space world building, like the Star Wars world building. It's nice because you get to see
a new era,
a different era, a lot more aliens, different
Jedi.
It's cool. Like it's nice for those reasons and very visually pleasing, like for the most part. But when you actually start to pay attention to what they're saying and just how things happen, you're like, that doesn't make sense because that doesn't make sense, and if that doesn't make sense, then that doesn't make sense, and then your head explodes.
Yeah. This last one's the only one I haven't seen. Okay, you're gonna like this one much more than the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
You like the Bad Batch? Bad Batch. Experimental Unit 99. You know, okay, so riddle me this. If we're doing some watch parties for this, what if we sit down sometime in the next couple weeks and do a watch party for all of Tales of the Empire, because I haven't watched it yet. I've got different reviews. Some of my friends, Nick's one of the ones that have said it's great. I've also got some reviews from other friends that have said it ain't so great. So I'd like to form my own opinion. Y'all down to help me? Yay, nay, maybe so. But wait, Laura was saying, damn, this heat dome, 80 plus degrees, too hot. Anyone else sweating in the heat? It's been a little hot out here, too, on the West Coast. Too hot for sleeping. But I'm from the swamp, so I don't mind the heat, honestly.
He says as he has the AC blasting at 65.
It is on the lowest version of the fan possible. But I do keep a cold house. I like a cold house. I'm a Texas boy. Whether I'm from the swamp or not, we had central heat, or central heat, but central AC as well. And so, Carrie, let's do a Stargate watch party. We are thinking that's a great idea. Because this one right here, who is now editing our sidetrack videos, is watching Stargate for the very first time.
I am. I'm in the process.
He's in the middle of season 6, so the thought is at season 7, maybe, probably starting with season 7, either the very last episode of season 6, dependent on if it rolls into season 7.
Well,
which it does. You need to watch.
Depend on time.
You should watch the end of season 6 with the watch party, just because it's what introduces Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
Well, spoilers.
You'll be good. You'll be good. You knew Atlantis come season 7 anyway, so that kind of it tracks, right? Oops. But that's the plan. So while yes, Stargate watch party, hell yeah! I think it's actually gonna be a lot of fun.
And I've never seen it. So
He's never seen it.
So I watched pieces of it years ago, and I've watched the movie, but I have been in the process of binging the entire show for the last month or so, almost 2 months now, and I'm almost on season 7. I'm halfway through 6, something like that.
And what you're thinking about it is the question.
I love it.
Good.
Well, I guess it's not spoilers to anybody else. I was about to be like, I don't want to say what's bothering me in that show, because Mr. Daniel Jackson. Daniel Jackson was my favorite character, and he's gone now, and I'm upset.
Oh, Daniel Jackson.
But I know he's not gone because he's everything now.
Yeah, he's an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he ancient? Because he's not you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's an agent, I guess, because that's just how. Well, you'll learn the technical term for him sooner than later.
Fair enough.
I won't spoil that because that'd be bad.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Daniel's the best. She said Daniel's her favorite.
Yes, Daniel Jackson.
One of our friends, because we're doing all this play stuff I keep talking about that we're directing, looks just like Daniel Jackson with the short haircut.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know his name for a minute. I just knew him as Daniel Jackson. I kept saying hello, Daniel Jackson, and he just accepted it.
Well,
and that's okay. I'm fine with that.
The even better part about that is he's Daniel's my favorite. Everybody loves Daniel. The funniest thing is that I can't even speak. The funniest thing about this guy is not only that he looks exactly like Daniel Jackson. Whenever you find out his actual name, his name is Chris Tucker.
Oh yeah.
He's a little. I mean, he's not a little dude. He's near our age. He's a 24-year-old white dude from Houston that now lives in LA.
Yeah.
Not Chris Tucker, but his name happens to be Chris Tucker. So
his name is Chris Tucker, but he looks like Daniel Jackson.
Exactly. It's the best enigma ever. It couldn't be better. It couldn't be better.
No, please. I don't know how I haven't made that joke yet.
AC we only have in cars, and it doesn't work most of the time.
Ooh,
that's the UK though. Y'all are worried if it gets above 78 degrees over there, which I don't know what that is in Celsius off the top of my head.
He's speaking in his American terms.
Yes, my dumb American terms. Oops. But no, yeah, I would feel sorry for you, Melvin. But it doesn't get hot. It did get kind of hot in the last year or so, because Jamie was, I remember, like, dying one day of the heat. But, yeah. What do you think of it, Stargate Rocks? I tried writing for them. I have 11 scripts, but no agent, LOL.
Stargate Rocks? What is that?
He just said he loves Stargate. Stargate Rocks.
Oh. Sorry,
Grammar. He didn't graduate middle school.
Excuse you?
Okay. Well, shoot. We're probably 15 minutes out after this hour, just about. It's an hour, 11 minutes into it. Any last thoughts before we start kind of winding down and getting out of here? What do y'all?
Acolyte was fun. Best episode so far. Not that great writing still. Bullshit death. Again. Actually, this is by far the worst death.
This is the worst.
This is the worst death. Because they used that character as a teaser. A post-credit teaser.
Yeah, totally.
And they killed him 2 episodes later.
And not only that, I feel bad for Juna Suotomo, who took over for Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca, played Chewbacca, has done really all of the, besides Gungi, or I think it's Gungi, I don't remember how exactly Jungi, I don't remember how they pronounce his name. Besides him, every live action Wookiee that's been there, he's played Black Chrysanthemum, he's played now Kel Naka, he's played Chewbacca since Peter Mayhew died. Like, it's one episode? Not even?
And he didn't do anything. He sat there and just repaired a bike and just that's it, that's all we got.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, and all that being said, this episode, like, I will, again, it doesn't necessarily deserve accolades by any means, but it is going in the right direction. It just needs to continue to do so, and it most definitely needs to frickin' course correct and or make episode 3 make sense, to stay with my make it make sense analogy. Justin!
Bruh.
Can I just send you an? Well, I don't have time to send you an invite link. I want to afterthoughts tomorrow. You down?
Yeah, do it. We'll do an actual afterthoughts. Let a group go on.
It's gonna
100 degrees Fahrenheit equals 40 degrees Celsius. I
see.
I'm not gonna remember that.
I will.
Actually,
29 minutes of straight nothing.
Basically, that's what I said. Right when everything got to the end, I was like, "Oh shit, let's go!" And then cuts the episode. I'm like, "We watched them walk the whole episode."
I wouldn't have minded it if they would have ended the episode with some
4
substance.
or 5 minutes later.
4 or 5, maybe 7 minutes later, after some cool something.
Let some of that fight play out. Give us a little bit more. It's like it's a filler episode on a short show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically this is a filler episode because nothing truly happened.
Nothing happened.
I guess the only thing that happened is you do get your villain truly introduced, or it's just a brief introduction.
Any important information happened within a span of 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
You'll see that Justin's in for tomorrow, so that makes Justin. Nick should actually be in town, so Nick will be doing what Chaz is doing right now, and Chaz is more than welcome. Come sit in if you like.
I might.
So
I gotta work on editing our videos.
He might be editing in the background while Nick and I are rambling on about this stuff with Justin and hopefully Aaron and Melvin, if I can even speak. Melvin, are you Elvin? Melvin. That's a new nickname. There you go. But let's say, because we do have a show tomorrow night, so we might not want to go too late. Let's do 3 p.m. Let's do 3, maybe 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the latest.
Not gonna work.
What?
Just in general.
We have a 9 p.m. show, so that gives us a few hours in between to kind of relax, gear ourselves up. Which, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you want to come see a sketch comedy show that only takes 42 minutes, come enjoy yourself tomorrow evening. And if you want to live stream, we have one the 25th and the 30th, so we'll talk more about that later. But let's keep talking Star Wars while we're here. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought I cut you off. I was just like, I gotta get my spiel. I was just sweating in bed when I saw the live stream. Everyone's sweating. That's not good. They walked in, yeah. Like, just
Yeah.
yeah.
It could have.
I
Like
think
the
so.
whole thing could have been great if it was a movie.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and
Cutting the momentum like
11
that
p.m.
is just so
GST.
bad. Because that momentum would have been fine if it was in a movie. Like that stretch of time.
Totally. That's
that
why I'm
momentum
kind of
would have
okay
been
with it.
totally okay if that was in a movie. Because you got right to the moment where shit popped off and we're all like, let's go. And now it's another week. And it's like that is killing the momentum and what everybody was paying attention to. So what's probably gonna be really cool for the next, the first 5 minutes of the next episode is if they had done that at the end of this episode, everyone would have said this episode is uniformly great.
Yeah.
Everyone would have said that. But instead, it's going to be in the beginning of the next episode, and then it's going to get overshadowed by whatever BS they do next episode.
Thank you, Richard. See you tomorrow.
I just don't. Just make it a movie.
Just make it a movie.
Just make it a movie.
It fixes 80 to
I can't
90%
wait.
of the
I can't
problems.
wait for the movie cut. I can't wait for the movie cut.
Kai Patterson,
I can't
please.
wait.
I'm so ready for you, dude. Kai Patterson,
Like,
thank you, man. Thank you for your contributions to the world of Star Wars. I hope Lucasfilm does hire you one day. It would be amazing. It'd be like them hiring, what was the guy for deepfakes? Not Schmook, but Shamook. There we go. It was Shamook. So same time tomorrow. A few hours earlier, we did 6 p.m. tonight, so 3 hours earlier, 3 p.m. Which I think your East Coast time, so 6 p.m., right?
yes.
This show's been so mid for them to have this slow of episodes at this point. Totally.
Yes.
And
it needed to pick up.
for it to feel this way after watching it, and the only change they really needed to make was add 3 to 5, maybe 7 minutes of just what they're about to add into the next episode anyway. Just give you the story that you're actually trying to give instead of just tossing it forward and away from the episode at hand. It doesn't make any. It just that's all they would have to do.
Yeah. Well, like, shit. Had they just done that, I would have been way more excited about that. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been way more excited about this episode and everything because I would like it. It was gearing you up because it's setting up the pieces a little bit. Like, it was basically filler, basically nothing, but it was set in a movie. That's fine, but it could have been good. It could have been great. And I still like the idea earlier about the witches being from Earth. That should have been a thing.
I like
that
that
would have
idea.
been awesome.
I
But
really
no,
like that idea.
No, we're not going to do that. Because
And then you would have an excuse to bring the ET people back too.
that would be hilarious. That would be really funny.
What? Okay, real quick. Bear with me. I'm going to Google what the ET species is. ET. I can't even type species in Star Wars. There we go. That's it. Asagonia. Asogiana. That's it. Asogiana. 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 So named for their home planet, Brodo Asogi. Asogiana. Everybody say it on 3. Paris means add 3 to 5 J's to make it better. This will help. Also, Terry, why were you in the hospital? What's up? You okay? It feels like that kind of show that we'll see the essence in the. Wait, hold up. It feels like that kind of show.
Yeah, the essence in the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah, because it should have.
Sorry. No, it makes. Oh, I didn't know you were in the hospital. Glad you're back with us, nerds. Yes, we're very happy that you're back with us. I had no idea you were there. I've been gone, and I haven't messaging you like usual. I hope you're okay. Yes, glad everyone's well. We got such a loving community. It is. It's amazing. It really is. We are kind of at the end of talking about Acolyte, though. I think we're running up into things that we should be hollering about tomorrow.
Yeah, let's good afterthoughts. If you haven't seen the episode, go see the episode. Make your own opinions. Think what you want to think. But
Actual coma?
oh,
Not actual coma, right? Like just metaphorical coma? Because pneumonia is nothing to play with, but not a real coma, right? Good Lord. Well, thank you all. That's good. That's good. Oh, good.
wow.
Oh, God.
Well, glad you're okay.
Very glad you're okay. Keep me posted. Message me on Facebook. I hope you're good. Jesus, ladies.
Yeah,
Whew.
for real.
Haven't seen the Acolyte yet? Well, Colin, you take your time. Come join us tomorrow evening, and come join us next week for a watch party. And by then, we will know if it's truly worth it. Because this was just enough. Yeah, there's some spoilers. Sorry, this is the watch party stream. We've been spoiling everything. But just there will be a couple spoilers. But by then, we will know if the series is worth watching. At least the first season of it. And then you will have 2 episodes worth. You can binge it and then watch the last 2 episodes live with everybody, and that'd be fun. But that's if it becomes worth it. Which
how many episodes? Are they doing?
TBD. I think it's just 8. It is just 8. I might be wrong, and it might be 9, but I believe it's just 8.
Well, we're halfway through, so
What Laura said, in a big way.
we're ready.
Good God, yeah. Everybody, stay out of comas, especially you, Carrie. Please stay away from comas.
Stay out of comas. Stay healthy. Stay in live chat rooms.
Yes. 4 just dropped. Yeah, that's the one we were talking about today. That was today's.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
This is the live watch party.
It's a live watch party. I wish we still had Werner Herzog. The what?
That's at the end of it now.
Oh yeah, the end of it now, of course. Yeah, we've hit an hour 23. Well, you know what? Let's do 2 more. We'll do 2 more minutes. We'll hit hour 25 because I'm a little OCD about stuff like that. That gets us close. I wish we hit hour 30, but we do got to skedaddle out of here. We got some dinner reservations with some people. So we got to do some stuff, as they say. But hour 25, I think, is a magic number. So just 2 more minutes of making sure Carrie's all right. Because I think everyone's making sure. And we need to. We need to. We need to. But also, once again, hey, we're at the end of the stream. Fuck comas. I almost wanted to say commas there for a second, but grammar, we're doing it. You just got here, Colin. Well, roll back if you want to watch this one. Honestly, if
There'll be another one tomorrow.
there will be another one tomorrow. I mean, if you want to roll back and watch this one, we would appreciate the hell out of it, of course. But
especially considering some interjections we had.
yeah,
We had thoughts in the moments.
yeah, it was close.
Oh,
Actually, message me. I'm glad you're okay. That's scary. I'm glad for you. Glad you're okay. Hey. We do need to get going.
Yeah.
We have 23 seconds. I was about to start counting, but that's not. You know what we could do at the end, which we do have a fun little version of this real quick. Different than what we usually have. Tell me if y'all like this one, especially our Stargate lovers. I love it. I love
it's going to be actually a correct the way it's set up, not a black screen like that.
We're trying to figure out a way not to stream on StreamYards, even though I do love me some StreamYards.
They like StreamYards, I don't.
Yeah, our fancy editor's trying to get us to go fancier, which it's a good thing. But we just, it's going to take me a little bit to figure all that stuff out. Hell yeah. Had you watched Stargate, Justin? Have you ever seen it? We need to get you on it, if not, honestly. That'd be fun. Maybe tag on to some watch parties or do the first half of the SG1 or something like that. That could be fun. I don't know. That thinking out loud. StreamYards is overhyped. Yeah,
yes.
The more I have the fancy tech one explain these things to me, the more I understand that. But it is
good.
handy.
It's really good for the live, like chatting with people on webcams and stuff on live streams. But like, you can do the same thing in Discord.
Watch it. You gotta watch some Stargate. You'd like it. It's a little cheesy at times, but it's the perfect. It's almost like Bruce. You know how Bruce Campbell's the perfect B movie star, kind of. It's almost like the perfect B plus A minus. Like it takes itself seriously, but not too seriously, kind of show. And it's still really cool and fun stuff. Cool concepts going on. Really sciencey concepts, but
Actually, really quick, a good question. Because we're talking about doing the Stargate.
nothing close. Nothing close.
Nothing close. But Stargate, because we were talking about doing like just a general Stargate stream, but the watch party, would that be a potentially good idea for us to work on? Would y'all be down to do? Because again, I've never seen it, so I would be watching and talking about it. And if y'all haven't noticed, I'm very vocal when it comes to some things. And you can ask him. I've been loving the show, but at the same time, in Stargate, they get themselves in a lot of situations that could have been avoided very easily. But I think it'd be a good time.
I think it would be a great time. And it would be starting from the very last episode of season 6, going into the season 7 start, which very well might be.
Although that's gonna be hard.
Some of the
that
best
means
episodes.
that means I have to stream it from now on when I want to watch.
Right. Damn right. It means we're going to be doing a lot of live streams.
That's gonna be a lot of live streams. I'm gonna do that a lot.
I wanted to. I just don't know how to do it for this. The timer. If you know how to do that on StreamYards, please tell us.
No, we'll figure it out. We figured out last second that we were going to be using StreamYards, and I don't know how to use StreamYards, and we'll have it set up.
When we have OBS set up, like all fancy,
on this computer back here, it's set up, but not on what he's using.
Well, when we go fancy, we'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll have a timer and everything. Hopefully by next week. We'll see. Should be.
Colin said absolutely. Yes. Hell
yes. Good.
Yeah, cool.
Because that'd be fun. Because you'd be going not back and forth. I suggested do SG1 season 6 episode, the final episode of season 6, first episode of season 1 for SG1, and then you kind of want to do, if I remember correct, I guess there's a couple different ways people suggest it. Then you might either watch the first episode of SGA, and then all of SG1, then all of SGA for the season per se, or maybe it'd be vice versa, where you watch all of like the SGA season and all of the SG1 season after.
Oh, for StreamYard, like to be able to use it on StreamYards, you're talking about? I'll look into that. My problem is I haven't really had a chance to even mess with StreamYards up until 2 minutes before we were starting this stream. So what we have set up on here was done in the last 2 minutes. But we'll have it set up for the next stream.
Ron, I'm excited for him to figure out all the. Because I mean,
if I have my way, we'll be on OBS, and it will have a lot of cool effects, a lot of cool animations, stuff like that. The chat box will be a lot nicer. We'll see.
Getting fancy.
We'll get it fancy. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but
yeah. But remember, if Honora gives you a perfect deal, run away. Always. No, I at this point of Stargate, especially SG1, it just continues to reinvent itself. So I think that's going to be a really good time for someone who's watched like the first 6 seasons to get into the points where it's like, oh, this season's something new. Oh, this season's something new. This season's something new, and this season's something new. But they're all still good old Stargate like they always are. But they definitely, they grow and evolve as a show, and it's kind of sweet in a lot of ways.
They already killed my boy, ascended my boy.
They ascended and killed the man.
And then the man who killed him became his replacement. Basically.
Do we not have emotes for channel members on here? We don't, because I was thinking about that. We have them on Discord and we don't have them on here. We need to figure out how to. Yeah, because we have Discord emojis and stuff. So we need
that's another thing to write down that I need the file for then.
Yes.
Let's write that down. Checklist. Things that I need.
And last up on the checklist is Carrie Be Well. But also, I'm totally getting a phone call right now. So the final thing we are going to say is do your bloody job, man. Yeah, that's not the final thing, but I do like it. They need to resolve the Lucy and Alliance story. I really think so. We need to get the ones from Discord in a big way, in a big way. But yeah, the last thing I'll say is like, subscribe, do all that. Mostly because I just love that frickin' thing. But that's it from us, y'all. We hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening. Or morning, I guess, because the Acolyte. Or, yeah, middle of the morning. Melvin, what time is it? What time is it? Anyway, Zach!
I'm glad y'all like that. I spent a lot of time making that.
Hell yes. A lot of time. It was fun to watch. But take care. We'll see y'all tomorrow for some afterthoughts. Jamie and I are already talking about doing that Stargate stream. 3:33. Good, sir. Woo! Hey,
Props to
that's
you.
probably some like lucky number. Make a wish at 3:33 or something. I don't know. That sounds like one of those special numbers. 10:34 p.m. Montreal. That ain't too shabby. Yeah, 3 hours ahead. Or West Coast time currently. But yeah, that's an hour 32. We did it. We did it. I'm happy.
Nice.
Happy. But we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Right.
Things are looking up, but we'll see if everybody else agrees, and we'll see if they can continue to look up after this week as well. But see you tomorrow. See you next week, and keep your eyes out for some other videos because we have a few coming y'all's way. Adios.